Bitcoin 2013, the double bubble year. The year Bitcoin stopped being an internet experiment and became a global financial phenomenon. 1 year, 2 massive bubbles, 2 devastating crashes, millions made, millions destroyed. It was chaos. It was madness. And nobody knew if Bitcoin would become the future of money or disappear forever. News anchors screamed about Bitcoin. Charts exploded upward. Fortunes appeared overnight. Fortunes vanished overnight. Bankers laughed. Hackers watched. Forums filled with panic. People became rich in days. Others lost everything in hours. In January 2013, Bitcoin was worth around $13. By April, it exploded above $260. Then it crashed violently. Everyone thought it was over. But months later, Bitcoin returned even stronger. And by December 2013, Bitcoin reached over $100, a rise so insane that it shocked the entire world. This was not just another bull run. This was the double bubble year. The year Bitcoin became unstoppable. Today, we are going deep into the chaos. What caused it? Who became rich? Who lost everything? And why 2013 changed Bitcoin forever? Before we begin, make sure to like this video, subscribe, comment below, and share this video with someone who still thinks Bitcoin is fake. And check the description below because I will be posting more insane Bitcoin documentaries very soon. Now put your headphones on and prepare to enter the craziest year in Bitcoin history. To understand the 2013 bull run, we first need to understand the world before it happened. Back then, Bitcoin was still tiny. Most people had never heard of it. Governments ignored it. Banks laughed at it. The media called it internet money for nerds. But underneath the surface, something massive was building. In 2012, Bitcoin quietly survived one of the biggest moments in its history, the first Bitcoin halving. The reward miners received was cut from 50 Bitcoins to 25. That meant new Bitcoin entering circulation suddenly became more scarce. And scarcity is powerful, especially when demand begins rising. At the same time, trust in traditional finance was collapsing. The world was still recovering from the 2008 financial crisis. Banks had been bailed out, people lost homes, governments printed massive amounts of money, and many people began asking dangerous questions. What if banks cannot be trusted? What if governments destroy currencies? What if money could exist outside the system? Bitcoin suddenly looked different. It was decentralized, limited, borderless. And for the first time, people started taking it seriously. Then came the event that changed everything. Cyprus. The country entered a financial nightmare. Banks were collapsing. People rushed to ATMs. Citizens feared losing their savings. And then the unthinkable happened. Authorities discussed taking money directly from bank accounts. Ordinary people realized something terrifying. Money in the bank was not truly theirs. The world watched in shock. And suddenly Bitcoin exploded into global headlines. For the first time, people saw Bitcoin as more than speculation. It became a possible escape. Searches for Bitcoin skyrocketed. Forums exploded. New investors flooded in. Fear entered the financial system, and Bitcoin fed on that fear. $13 became 20, 20 became 40, 40 became 80, 80 became 100. People could barely believe what they were seeing. Some thought Bitcoin would become the future. Others thought it was the biggest bubble in history. Both sides were about to witness chaos. Then came April 2013, the first bubble, and things became insane. Every day, Bitcoin climbed higher. People who bought earlier suddenly became rich. Online forums were filled with screenshots of profits. College students became millionaires. Programmers quit jobs. Speculators flooded the market. Pure greed entered the system, and at the center of it all was Mt. Gox, the biggest Bitcoin exchange in the world, at one point handling around 70% of all Bitcoin trading. If you wanted Bitcoin in 2013, there was a good chance you used Mt. Gox. But Mt. Gox had serious problems. The servers constantly crashed, trading froze, users panicked, the infrastructure was weak, but nobody cared, because everyone was making money. Then Bitcoin reached around $266, and suddenly terror hit the market. Selling exploded. The price collapsed violently. $266 falling toward nearly $50. Incredible fortunes vanished in hours. People panicked. Some screamed Bitcoin was dead forever, others called it a scam. Mainstream media declared the bubble finished. But they were wrong. The real madness had not even started yet. After the first crash, Bitcoin entered a dangerous phase. Doubt, fear, exhaustion. The excitement disappeared. Critics attacked Bitcoin non-stop. Governments began paying attention. Regulators became nervous. Banks feared disruption. And many investors believed Bitcoin was finished. But quietly behind the scenes, Bitcoin adoption kept growing. Developers continued building. New exchanges appeared. New wallets launched. Media coverage increased. And perhaps most important of all, China entered the story. That changed everything. In late 2013, China discovered Bitcoin, and the market exploded. Chinese investors rushed into crypto. Trading volumes skyrocketed. Exchanges like BTC China dominated headlines. Bitcoin became a national obsession online. Forums exploded with speculation. The dream spread everywhere. People believed Bitcoin could reach unimaginable prices, and once again greed took control. The second bubble had begun. This time it was even bigger. $100 became $200. $200 became $400. $400 became $700. Then $1,000. Bitcoin crossed 4 digits. The world stood frozen. People who mocked Bitcoin months earlier suddenly wanted in. Taxi drivers discussed Bitcoin. College students discussed Bitcoin. News channels discussed Bitcoin. Everyone wanted Bitcoin. Classic bubble psychology, fear of missing out, FOMO. And when FOMO takes over, markets' logic disappears. By late 2013, Bitcoin became impossible to ignore. Mainstream media covered it non-stop. Some called it revolutionary, others called it dangerous. Economists fought over it. Bankers attacked it. Libertarians loved it. Tech investors became obsessed. The debates became global. Could Bitcoin replace money? Could governments stop it? Was it a scam? Was it freedom? Nobody knew, and uncertainty only fueled the hype. The more Bitcoin rose, the more attention it received, and the more attention it received, the more people bought. It became a feedback loop of speculation, a financial wildfire. Then came the peak, December 2013. Bitcoin reached above $1,100, from just $13 at the start of the year, one of the greatest speculative explosions in financial history. But every bubble faces reality eventually, and Bitcoin was no different. Governments started reacting. China began restricting financial institutions from handling Bitcoin. Fear spread instantly. The market panicked. Selling intensified. Volatility exploded. And then the unthinkable happened. Mt. Gox started collapsing. Withdrawals failed. Users could not access funds. Rumors spread everywhere. People feared the exchange was insolvent. Panic consumed the market. Eventually, Mt. Gox filed for bankruptcy. Hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins disappeared. It became one of the biggest disasters in crypto history. Trust shattered. The market collapsed. And Bitcoin entered another brutal bear market. Critics celebrated. They said Bitcoin was finished forever. Again. But history would prove them wrong. The 2013 bull run changed Bitcoin forever. Before 2013, Bitcoin was underground. After 2013, Bitcoin became global. Millions discovered cryptocurrency for the first time. Developers entered the industry. Investors entered the industry. Companies entered the industry. Governments began studying it. The foundations of the entire crypto industry were created during this period. Without 2013, there may never have been the giant crypto world we see today. The year was chaotic, dangerous, speculative, but historic. It proved something powerful. Bitcoin could survive crashes. Bitcoin could survive fear. Bitcoin could survive global skepticism, and every cycle after 2013 would become even bigger. The 2013 Bitcoin run was not only about money. It was about human psychology. Hope, fear, greed, desperation, speculation. People wanted freedom. People wanted wealth. People wanted to escape the traditional financial system. And Bitcoin represented all of it. That emotional energy created the double bubble. One crash was not enough to stop the mania. Because once humans believe they found the future, logic becomes weak. And this pattern would repeat again and again in 2017, in 2021, and possibly far beyond, because Bitcoin is not only technology, it is belief. And belief is one of the strongest forces on Earth. If you enjoyed this documentary, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share this video, and check the description below because more insane Bitcoin documentaries are coming soon.